A blinding flash swallows the horizon. A fireball rises from the ocean, boiling seawater into vapor. The shockwave tears through 11 American warships before a single alarm can sound. Within minutes, Washington gets the call. Within 90, 2,400 nuclear warheads are in the air. But then, the image freezes. The film reels backward. The fireball sinks into the ocean. The warships reassemble. And the frame locks on a single moment. Deep beneath the Atlantic, inside a Soviet submarine, a hand hovers over a launch button. And one man says no. His name was Vasily Arkhipov, and what you just saw never happened because of him. October 27th, 1962. The Cuban Missile Crisis. A Soviet B-59 submarine drifts through dark water near Cuba. It has been submerged for days. The carbon dioxide filters have failed. The temperature inside has climbed past 120 degrees. Men are collapsing at their stations. Some are vomiting. Others lie on the floor, too weak to stand. Above them, American destroyers have begun dropping depth charges. Each explosion shudders through the hull. The lights flicker, pipes groan. The crew grabs onto anything bolted down. They have had no contact with Moscow in days, no orders, no updates, no way of knowing what's happening on the surface. For all they know, the war has already started. And strapped to the belly of their submarine is a 10-kiloton nuclear torpedo. Launching that torpedo required something unusual. The unanimous agreement of 3 officers: the captain, the political officer, and the flotilla commander. All 3 had to say yes. If even one said no, the weapon stayed in its tube. Captain Valentin Savitsky had reached his breaking point. His crew was suffocating. His ship was damaged. He believed the war had already begun. He said words that have since become some of the most chilling in modern history. "We're going to blast them now. We will die, but we will sink them all. We will not become the shame of the fleet." The political officer agreed. 2 keys turned. 1 remained. The man holding that key was Vasily Arkhipov. Arkhipov refused. The argument that followed was furious. Savitsky screamed at him. Officers accused him of cowardice, of betrayal. Every second he delayed, they told him, more Soviet lives were being lost. The heat, the carbon dioxide, the depth charges shaking the walls. Every instinct in every man's body was telling them to fight back. Arkhipov held his ground. He argued the depth charges were too small, too deliberate. They were signals to surface, not weapons meant to kill. If the war had truly started, the Americans wouldn't be dropping practice charges. The submarine would already be dead. He argued that without confirmation from Moscow, they had no right to start a nuclear war on their own. Every other man on that submarine wanted to fire, and one man, in a steel tube at the bottom of the ocean, chose to think. Savitsky relented. The torpedo stayed in its tube. B-59 began its slow ascent. When the submarine broke the surface, the crew opened the hatch and looked out at something they did not expect. American destroyers surrounded them, helicopters overhead, spotlights locked on the hull. But no one fired. On the American ships, officers were realizing what they had done. They had been dropping depth charges on a submarine carrying a nuclear weapon. A weapon powerful enough to vaporize every ship in the blockade. They had been playing a game they didn't know the stakes of. B-59 was escorted away. The crew returned to the Soviet Union in silence. There were no medals, no recognition. The officers were quietly reprimanded for revealing their position. Vasily Arkhipov went home. He never spoke about what happened. For 40 years, the story of B-59 stayed classified. Arkhipov retired. He never gave interviews. He never wrote a memoir. He died in 1998, and the world did not notice. It wasn't until 2002 that declassified Soviet archives revealed what happened beneath the Atlantic that day. Thomas Blanton, director of the National Security Archive, said it plainly. A guy called Vasily Arkhipov saved the world. The safeguard held, but it held by the thinnest possible margin. 2 out of 3 officers wanted to launch. If Arkhipov had been assigned to a different submarine, the torpedo would have fired. And once it fired, there was no calling it back. All of civilization, every city, every hospital, every family sitting down to dinner that night in October, unaware that their existence depended on the courage of a man they would never hear about. Vasily Arkhipov never wanted to be called a hero, but he is the man who saved the world, and he did it by doing the hardest thing a person can do in a moment of crisis. He simply said no. If a story like this is a better way to start your morning than a headline, that's why we built Lumora. 5 true stories, every morning. The link is below. And next time on Lumora, when American airspace shut down on September 11th, 38 planes carrying thousands of passengers were forced to land in a tiny town in Newfoundland. The locals took in every single one of them and refused to be paid a cent.